everybody, and welcome again to our daily portion of German. This is the fourth segment in five, dealing with the short story called Der Dichter, the Poet of Hermann Hesse. And we're starting here right at this line. I'm going to make the line so that you could see it on the screen. Right here, this is where we got up to last time. And with us today is CJ, who's going to be repeating the sentences. I read them out loud, and the idea is for you to repeat with him, say out loud the sentences as he's speaking them, and I'll be asking some questions from time to time to unpack the grammar and the structure of the sentences and try to imagine what your reply would be also at that time. So, and then in this way we start to deconstruct the sentences together, and you can participate to the extent possible through that means. That's the idea, anyway. So let's start reading in the beginning from here, and we'll go down to, let's see, right down to Widerspiegeln, right down to here. It's a fairly short passage, but fairly dense poetically. Okay, let's read some. Dem Junglinge schlug das Herz. Everybody?
Dem Junglinge schlug das Herz,
Da als einsamer Zuschauer seiner Laune folgend alle diese Schönheit betrachtete.
da als einsamer Zuschauer seiner Laune folgend alle diese Schönheit betrachtete.
Okay, so distinguishing main clauses from subordinate clauses, where's the main clause begin and end, CJ?
Well, we have from dem to Herz. That's
Good. And where's the subject of the verb there?
das Herz.
Good, good. That's right. And the verb is?
Schlug.
Schlug. Now this is a little bit unusual. It sounds a little bit odd to our ears, but the way to unpack this is always to go to the verb first, analyze it, and translate it with a personal pronoun indicating whether it's singular or plural. So it comes from schlagen, to hit, or in this case, to pound. And it's schlagen, schlug, geschlagen are the three principal parts of that verb. And but in the very beginning of the sentence, you see dem Junglinge. So this is definitely a dative. It's a giveaway of a dative here with the singular. And so you have to set this aside if you're going to analyze this sentence and just start with the verb. So it pounded, and then, as you correctly said, this is the subject. The heart or his heart pounded, and then dative is two or four the Jungling, the young man is how you would literally translate it. But you could say the heart, as it indicates here, the young man's heart was pounding. You could say it that way. But the sense of this is that the heart inside of the person is pounding, and the whole person, the whole body feels it. It's the sense of that which if you just follow this translation here, you wouldn't quite get that sense. So there's always more to get if you try to literally translate it. Okay, a long explanation. So here, da, again, is this an adverb or is it a subordinating conjunction?
Subordinating conjunction.
And how do you know?
If you go down to betrachtete, that's the end of the subordinate clause.
That's the verb. I'm sorry for making this mistake. Copying over. Let me just go back again. Yeah. So here's your verb, and it occurs at the end of the clause, indicating that this da is to be taken as a subordinating conjunction, a causal, since or because. Since he observed, past tense, and what's the since he, and then this is just like an apposition, as a lonely observer, or and what's the direct object of betrachtete, CJ?
Schönheit.
Good. All this beauty is the direct object of the whole thing. And I just circle, our procedure is to put a box, I underline this, but to put a box around the verb and underline the subject, which is and put a circle around the direct object. Since he observed all this beauty. What about folgen? What part of speech is that?
Participle.
Present participle with nd identified that way, and this is following following his sort of in the dative sense, following his mood, describing the lonely observer. Okay, with that and unpacked, you want to do the whole thing, starting with Dame Yuling?
Sure. In the young man, the heart pounded, since he, as a lonely viewer, following his mood, observed all of this beauty.
Exactly, yeah, great. And then going on, reading. Aber so sehr ihn verlangte, hinüberzugehen und dabei zu sein und in der Nähe seiner Braut und seiner Freunde das Fest zu genießen. Let's stop right there. You want to read that?
Aber so sehr ihn verlangte, hinüberzugehen und dabei zu sein und in der Nähe seiner Braut und seiner Freunde das Fest zu genießen.
Good. And this is dabei there, and then this is Nähe. And just pick up that the a umlaut sound. Good. So so let's see. So however, so where's the verb here in this first phrase?
Verlangte.
Yeah. So and how would you translate that with a pronoun?
It compelled.
It compelled. Good. It compelled. And then where's the direct object?
Ihn.
Good. Meaning him. It compelled him. But and then you can say aber it was but it also, you can also translate it however. So however much, so sehr, it compelled him to do what?
To hinüberzugehen.
So what does this mean? Hinüber, what does it mean? What is the hinüber zu gehen? Where is he going actually?
To go over there.
Yeah. So he's on this side of the river watching the festival taking place with his bride and his friends and everything, and he's on the other opposite side leaning against the trunk of this tree. But however much it compelled him because he wanted to do it to go over there, and what else to do? Um, what other complementary infinitive do we see here down on
Zu
this line?
sein.
That's right, and to be there, and then there's another infinitive.
Zu genießen.
To genießen, yeah, it's these three. So hinüberzugehen, to go over there, to be there, present, and to enjoy. Where's the direct object of genießen?
That would be das Fest.
Das Fest, to enjoy the festival in the proximity of his bride and of his friends. Okay, great. You want to put that whole thing together? Starting with
Sure.
let's see, right from your aber so sehr.
Okay. However, so much it compelled him to go over there and to be there and to enjoy the festival in the vicinity of his bride and his friends.
Good. So begehrte dennoch weit sehnlicher, dies alles als ein feiner Zuschauer aufzunehmen. Go ahead.
To translate it?
No, just repeat. So begehrte
Oh, so sorry.
That's
So
all right.
begehrte dennoch weit sehnlicher, dies alles als ein feiner Zuschauer aufzunehmen.
Good. Dies alles, and then dennoch. So however much it compelled him, and then this is picked up here. So begehrte this means desire. He desired, nonetheless. And then this is an comparative adjective serving as an adverb, far more longingly to construe it as an adverb. Let's see, what else do we need here? And this is in the proximity or in the nearby his bride and his friends, genitive. Okay, so you want to do that whole thing? Starting with, why don't you start with aber so sehr again, just to pick up the context and have the flow of the whole phrase there. Go ahead.
Okay. However, so much it compelled him to go over there and to be there, and to enjoy the festival in the vicinity of his bride and his friends. So this would be like so much more fervently. He longed to absorb all of this as a keen observer.
Good, good. So much he desired, you could say, or so much, although so much he desired, nonetheless, much more, much more longingly. He's basically being torn between two things, wanting to go back over the river to celebrate with his friends, but then the solid, lonely journey that he's taking to become a complete poet is the other thing that's drawing him away. Good. Um, and then you picked up this to accept or to absorb all of this as a keen observer. Okay, and the last sentence, and what to do, and he also longed to do what? Going from here, reading, und in einem ganz vollkommenen Gedichte wiederzuspiegeln. Everybody?
Und in einem ganz vollkommenen Gedichte widerzuspiegeln.
So finish that.
And to give a picture of in an entirely complete poem.
And to reflect, you could say reflect again or reflect.
Reflect the fest if you want to pick that up,
Yeah,
like you said.
and to reflect, and then this is also assumed as the direct object, and to reflect all of this, you could say, since there's no direct object there, but it's implied, and to reflect all of this again in a quite complete poem. Great. So that's his struggle, you can say, and we're stopping right there. And the next section will cover the next several lines for this excerpt from Hermann Hesse's poem Der Dichter. Take care. Thanks so much for joining us. Bye bye.